guys, what's up? It's your boy J-Rob back at it again with another video. We're gonna get into the 8 college freshman tips. Alright, so if you guys do not know, I go to the University of North Carolina Wilmington, as you guys can see by the hat and by the shirt. Alright, I am a sophomore going into my sophomore year. Academically, I'm already halfway through my sophomore year. And you know, it's been a grind, and I've seen a lot of things my freshman year, and I've experienced a lot, and I'm gonna give you these tips. Hopefully you guys can use them to your advantage as you guys go into this year. So without further ado, let's get into the first tip. So the first tip is to join clubs, okay? Join clubs, join organizations, and join intramural sports, alright? Basically, this is a great way to meet new people, alright? If you guys are going out of state, if you guys are going in state, if you guys are going close to home, if you guys are going away from home, still, if you join these clubs and organizations, you can meet great new people that you share some same interests with, and also network with people, because you know a big part of college is also networking. All right, you can meet somebody, and down the line you never know where that connection could take you. So meeting people with similar interests could definitely help that cause. All right, a lot of schools have clubs for everything. All right, and even if they don't have a club that you like per se, you can start your own club, because if you go to a big campus, maybe there's kids who share that same interest, but there's not a club for it. And if you start the fire, then boom, there's people who join it. So it could be a great thing. And honestly, like I said before, there's no telling where those connections could take you. You might meet some great people. All right, I joined an intramural team for flag football of this one team. I didn't know a single person because I had to join. It was the last registration day, and they were all upperclassmen. But the thing is, you know, I still kind of keep in touch with them, because every time I see them at the rec, I always talk to them, say what's up, and they give me advice because they're upperclassmen. They tell me what's going on. They always tell me, like, you know, you might want to do this, and they give me great advice, and you know, I always thank them for that. And those interactions would have never happened if I didn't step out of my comfort zone and actually, you know, took action. So yeah, definitely join clubs, organizations, and intramural sports. The second tip is to do not develop bad eating habits. All right, guys, college, it's crazy. If you go away for school, this is kind of like more towards those who go away for school. Basically, eating is very important. All right, the weight loss, weight gain, like 80% of it is controlled through your diet. So like, starting bad eating habits is really going to negatively affect you. Now, honestly, I lost, I'm going to say 34 pounds. I'm going to say 30 pounds while I was in college. And it's because, you know, I started eating better. I started eating better than I was at home. I started eating less, and I didn't develop bad eating habits. But I've seen a lot of people around me who develop bad eating habits, and honestly, it's so easy to develop bad eating habits. If you have one of those unlimited meal swipes and you keep going to that little buffet that they have, you keep eating whatever you want, I'm guaranteed you will get the freshman 15. And sometimes it doesn't even matter how much you work out, because like I said, diet is 80% of weight loss and weight gain. So I'm telling you, don't get the bad eating habits. You don't want to get the freshman 15. You don't. You want to get that summer body. Let's be real. So yeah. Number 3 is to study then party. Basically, don't procrastinate, yo. Alright, there were times where I said, Friday, I'm gonna start my homework, because you know, sometimes you get some weekend homework, got a paper that's due on Monday, and yeah, you gotta start it. So I said, I'm gonna start it on Friday. Go to a party on Friday, and I get back at like 2 o'clock. I'm like, damn, I can't start it now. There's no point, right? So I wake up at like 10 or 11 on Saturday, and then, you know, I gotta eat. I gotta get like recuperate myself. You know, probably go to the gym. You know, get a nice little swell in, play a little basketball, and then I come back, and then and I say, you know what? I'm gonna start my homework today. But then I get a call like, yo, Jordan, yeah, what's up, man? You wanna go to a party today? Yeah, sure, man, I'll go. So don't start my homework. Go to a party on Saturday. Then on Sunday, I have all my work to do because I procrastinated. I'm saying, study before you party. You will not regret it. If you have 50 pages to read over the weekend, do at least like 15 on Friday, do another 15 on Saturday, and then you'll only have 20 on Sunday, as opposed to having all 50 pages on Sunday, because you don't want to cram. That's not a good thing to do. That's not an effective study thing to do. All right? The fourth tip is to don't beef. Don't start beef with anybody, okay? It's not a good thing. I'm not a fan of conflict, all right? And hopefully you are not a fan of conflict either. Now, there are going to be times where you meet people or you just experience things with people that just rub you the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? You know, take the high road, turn the other cheek, because you don't want to start beef. Because you might say, J-Rob, I have a huge campus. I mean, it's a small world. It literally is a small world, all right? And if you start beef, you might see a lot of kids, but you never know. Word could spread fast. So don't start no drama, don't start no beef, because it just leads to bad things, all right? And you want to make those 4 years the best 4 years possible. So starting beef will only hinder that, okay? So I didn't really have any beef. Yes, there were people I didn't like, but I did not start anything huge out of that. I didn't have no enemies, all right? Okay? The fifth tip is to rate my professors. Now, a lot of you freshmen, some of you guys may or may not have registered for your classes. I would say rate my professors, because it's a great way of finding out whether they're nice, if they give more tests, if they do more online work. A lot of people love when professors give online work because, okay, rate my professors is a great way to have a little insight on what your professors may or may not do. And sometimes you don't get that insight simply because some instructors or professors aren't on rate my professors. Like I had a PE instructor, I almost said teacher, you know, getting out of high school, you know, it's still a habit, all right? But yeah, he wasn't on rate my professors simply because he was the school's track and field coach, and he was my instructor, because your boy had a 5K class, you know, had to learn how to run a 5K, all right? So yeah, definitely rate my professors. It's a good resource. You're gonna see some conflicting comments on some professors, but you know, take them all with a grain of salt. Read as much as you can, and then construct an opinion for yourself, and then finally make that decision, all right? Because you don't want to wait around when you register for classes, because sometimes you might get stuck with classes you don't want to take. So yes, like I said, rate my professors and you will not miss out. So the sixth tip is to not get a bad start on a semester. I'm telling you kids, digging yourself into a hole is the worst thing you can do, because it's hard to dig yourself out, all right? You don't want to be sitting there trying to calculate your grade at the end of the semester saying, if I get this, if I get that, I can pass this class. You don't want to do that. I already went through that, and I'm never doing that again, because getting bad starts is not what you want to do, okay? Basically, for some classes, the curriculum gets harder as you go. So you got to make sure you're doing good once you start. So by around the end of the semester, you know, it doesn't matter what you get on your final exam, you're still gonna pass, or you're still gonna get a good grade in that class, because digging yourself in a hole is the worst thing you can do. The last freshman tip is to basically go to events, all right? There's a lot of events, a lot of cool stuff that you do not want to miss out on. I missed out on some events simply because, you know, I don't know why. I just didn't want to go. But honestly, get the most out of your experience. There's going to be a lot of things to do, and college is going to go by fast. It is. My first year went by zoom so fast, and you don't want it to go by fast. So make the most of it. Go to the most events as possible, like career fairs. If you guys have any other fairs going on at your campus, I would say do it, because you know, that's also a great way to meet new people, all right? And you know, just having a good time. I mean, come on, why not? Why not take advantage of that, all right? You know, it's that resource that you have. Take advantage of it, and you will definitely make the most of your freshman year if you go to more events, all right? For one of my classes, it was called Uni. We basically had to go to 4 events, mandatory, And if they weren't mandatory, I'd probably never went to them. But it's a good thing they were, because I learned a lot from those events. I met some good people from those events, and some events got free food. Who's turning down free food? Let's be honest. Free food and events be giving out free t-shirts. Free t-shirts, dude. Free food, free t-shirts. Is that like, come on. You shouldn't ask for anything more. Anything more. Like, free food and a t-shirt, like, come on, that's enough for me to go. And it should be enough for y'all to go. Alright, so anyway, those were the 8 freshman tips. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and peace.
I can't get enough of you. No.